Welcome to the Salty Truth Podcast. I'm Lindsay K. Foreign, your luxury-loving, deal-closing, reinvention queen who has literally built a career off of saying the things that only other people think. Each week, I get real about ambition, relationships, money, motherhood, and what it truly means to be a powerhouse woman balancing big dreams and real life. I get the opportunity to sit down with individuals that are truly making transformations and redefining success, raising the bar and refusing to play small. So let's get cozy, grab yourself a glass of wine, martini, whatever that fabulous drink might be, hit subscribe, and baby, let's get salty. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Salty Truth Podcast. I am so excited to have you with me today. We are dropping some of the submissions of the Salty Truth, but I decided to reconstruct today a little bit different because one of the Salty Truth submissions that I received actually hit so hard that I decided the entire episode needed to cover the importance of this salty truth and how it can really hit all of us, hit home, everything we need to be thinking about, everything we need to hold accountability for. And at the end of the day, stop playing small and be the best fucking person we are. So let's get started. It's you and I today, baby. Welcome to the Salty Gang. If you are new, we are excited to have you, and let's get going. So today's Salty Truth actually really hit me hard. And as I was talking about it with other people and talking through the episode, it really came to light how many of us are really dealing with toxicity, toxic culture, worrying about what everyone else is maybe thinking or doing or how our stuff looks, for example, maybe on social media. And what came to light when I read this salty truth and I was talking to my team about it, the fear of sometimes starting a business or being creative on social media to enhance your business, grow your business. Just even for example, when I got into real estate and found out not only am I trying to market real estate, I actually need to market content for real estate on social media platforms. And it really hindered me for a while because I was scared and nervous about how I might sound, how I might look, what feedback I might give, rather, whether negative or positive. It's just kind of scary. The salty truth that came in that I'm going to be reading to you guys just really hit me because I found this salty truth just so spot on for what we see, what we deal with, things that we might hide. And I just wanted to share it with everybody because I thought it was important. So this Salty Gang listener, she had submitted her salty truth, but she did ask to remain anonymous, so we will not be sharing. But I am very excited to read this to you guys, share this, and I am so thankful for the person that wrote in and sent this salty truth because it's so fucking important to talk about. All right, here we go. My salty truth is that I pretend I don't care what people think, but I do. I scroll social media and tell myself I'm confident, healed, unbothered. But then I see women who look happier, richer, thinner, calmer, more successful, and suddenly I feel behind. I start questioning my body, my timeline, my marriage, my money, my motherhood, my business, my purpose. Social media is supposed to inspire me, but most days it quietly steals my joy. I say I'm focused on growth, but comparison pulls me back into self-doubt. And that's the saltiest part. I know better, but sometimes it still gets to me. thank you to the person that sent that in, because every person listening to this episode right now, or every person that is listening to that salty truth that just got dropped, they are saying same. This is affecting so many individuals and so many women. The comparison poll, the am I going to be good enough? Am I looking good enough? Am I skinny enough? Am I smart enough? Everything that social media can bring can be a negative or a positive, or maybe just in between. But when you are scrolling or dead scrolling and you're looking at things and that algorithm starts feeding you, you're going to be thinking about it more. And I would be completely lying if I got on here and said, I don't do that. No, I definitely do that. You know, I'll see individuals with their businesses and growth, and you know, there are times where I'm like, gosh, why can't I be there? Or I'm comparing like, oh, maybe I'm just not doing my content well enough, or maybe I'm not doing this, or maybe I need to do this better, when we shouldn't be comparing ourselves and making ourselves feel that negativity. And so how do you control it? Like, what do you guys do? How do you maintain healthy boundaries with either social media or yourself or content that you're looking at? What are some ideas? And share them, because people need to hear these. The other thing I think too is there's just so many goddamn opinions out there. You know, like for example, let's talk about GLP-1. So you have GLP-1 drugs, and if you were to go on and look up GLP-1, you're going to get an insane amount of opinions. Why to use it, why not to use it, it's going to cause this, the long-term effects are going to be this, or no, it's healthy, it's going to make you lose weight. I mean, there's just so much, and this is just one subject. But let's say that you want to do GLPs, and you start doing GLP and you feel good about it, but then you're dead scrolling and misinformation starts coming out, or people that are trying to post content to, you know, be creative or make a buck, that it might not be helpful content, or it might not be real studied information that they're delivering. I mean, you can get sucked into this crazy bullshit. Or let's say that, you know, for example, we'll just stick with the GLPs for right now, just because it's clearly an example. If you're an individual that feels like you need to look a certain way, and you start getting marketed all of these things, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I don't really want to do that, but maybe I'll just try it because it's all coming my way. Like, how do we control and stop ourselves from making impulsive decisions because we're getting fed content, or we're getting fed information through an algorithm? It's just, to me, an important subject that we chat about. And it really made me think about it when I received this salty truth. Because we want to feel confident. We want to feel like we're growing and we're doing things consistently to make ourselves stronger, better. But when are we comparing, and when does that become a negative? When does that become toxic? Because there is a heaviness in toxicity in our culture at some points and around certain subjects. So what is a way that we can control that? I think this is something that is highly important to discuss, and that everybody needs to think about, is the toxic culture that social media or content can bring, making it look like everyone's lives are so well put together. Everybody gets to go on the best vacations. Everybody gets to look amazing all the time, have the best clothes, going shopping unlimited. You know, everything that social media can make or highlight that really is not a reality. And I think it's important for individuals to stop and think about that. And it really just boils down to what is being sold. What is coming into our media that is literally selling us on. And we have to think about that. We're getting sold perfectionism. We're getting sold weight loss. We're getting sold how we should speak. We're getting sold what we should wear. At what point mentally do you block that out? And how do you? The psychology around the algorithm and how it's pouring into our lives is that when you see something repetitively, it becomes a belief. And when you're looking at social media, or you're looking at maybe someone else's life or business or how things are being done, do our brains really know the difference? Like, do you really look at that and go, oh, this isn't someone's reality. This is social media. But I know so many of us out there have had a moment that we've watched either someone's life or something being posted. You literally think like, oh, that person has the best life, but you actually don't know what's going on in their world. And so the reality is taken away. And after that reality is taken away, the seeing better is what triggers like survival mode. And then the algorithm, it seems like, feeds us those insecurities because we keep scrolling. And is that what creates like a doom scroll where you literally cannot get off? I mean, it's crazy if you think about it. If you had a moment, because I know I have, that I've been on social media or I've been in that doom scroll and I might be in the middle of doing something, stop and get on social media and I'm looking at a few things. And honestly, an hour goes by and I had no idea that I was sitting there for an hour doom scrolling on social media. It's terrible. So if you think about the full picture, going back to this submission of the salty truth, we're feeling obligated to pretend like everything is perfect and amazing or to look a certain way. And I think it's very bold that this person was so truthful in their statement, because it's not that you're insecure, you're actually overstimulated. And peace doesn't just come from confidence, it comes from having boundaries and setting those boundaries. So what do we do about it? How do we set the boundaries? How do we create practices that are going to help us as individuals deal with this reality of social media or seeing other people's lives or comparing ourselves? How do we handle that? And those are some tools we're going to talk about today. And that's why this whole submission of this individual salty truth turned into a full episode, because I know that I have struggled with it. I know other people that have struggled with it. And it is something that we need to chat about. It's something that we need tools about. So let's get started. And here we go on how to control toxic culture, remove ourselves, or set some damn boundaries. Hey, I'm going to pause here for a moment. This episode is brought to you by myself, Lindsay Kaufman-Foreign with Coldwell Banker. I am your connection to Utah's luxury lifestyle. Whether you are looking for a modern architectural masterpiece in Salt Lake City or those sweeping valley views in Park City, a mountain retreat, maybe you want to ski in and ski out, I have helped plenty of clients find homes that feel like a reflection of their ambition and taste. From skyline penthouses and foothill estates to ski in, ski out, my focus is high-end service, refined design, and a personalized experience to make every transaction feel effortless. Because in Utah, luxury isn't about flash, it's about freedom, space, quality, and that lifestyle that comes with it. Are you ready to buy, sell, or invest in the Wasatch most exclusive properties? Connect with me, DM me, or you can email me, and that link will be here. Thanks so much. You all know the saying that in order to aspire, be inspired. What does that mean? You need to surround yourself with the people that you aspire to be, or the people that motivate you to be the best that you are. So, account check. If you are getting things in your social media that are making you feel negative, that you have to be better, or maybe just not inspiring you as a whole, you need to go look at your friend list, or you need to go see who you're following, that you're constantly getting fed some of this information. And guess what? Delete. Go in, get rid of it. Just like the way you surround yourself with people, you have got to surround your accounts or your social media, your followers. All of that needs to align with who you are, what you want to be, where you're going, and what makes you feel good. And if you have somebody on there that maybe is a friend and you feel bad, deleting them or whatever, just fully block it. And if that person ever asks you, this is, I guess, where you can learn to be confident in your own decisions, is you can simply say, like, I'm sorry, but your social media was not feeding me for my best outcome, and I made that decision. Because at the end of the day, it's your life, it's your decision making, and you get to dictate what's being sent and fed to you. So if it has to go that route, it has to go that route. Or the other option, if you don't want to do that, you can mute accounts. So if needed, you can mute the accounts that you don't want to see their post anymore. If it's something or somebody that might notice, that there's an issue and you don't want to be put in that position, simply mute them. Or if there's things coming through that are triggering you, mute them. You do not have to see any of that information, and you are in control of it. So I would say do it. Another thing, and this is actually something that I'm working on personally this year, part of my 2026 goals and what I wanted to execute in my acting with purpose. So that was one of my goals. Acting with purpose, I decided that one of the things that I'm having a struggle with is being present and feeling present. So I boiled that down to having accessibility to my phone and all the things that come on or I get notified was just highly consuming. So in order to kind of transform that habit, I decided to set a goal that before I get on my phone every morning, I have to accomplish 3 important tasks. This is before I'm checking email. This is before I can even glance at social media, whatever it might be, because it distracts me and it kind of pulls me away. So that was one goal. So I have to complete 3 different things before even touching the phone or, getting on it. Obviously, if I get a call or something, I'll have to answer it. But this is strictly for things that aren't serving a purpose in the morning. The next thing I did was on my Salty 5 goals was love deeply. For love deeply, I put that I want to work on like family relationships and bonds and being present in those times that I'm with my family. Guess what that had to do with? My phone. I have to put my phone away and make sure that I'm giving undivided attention. Because if I'm hanging out with, my daughter or something, and it's like designated hangout time, and I'm getting alerts and I'm looking on my phone, do you really think that that other person feels like I'm giving them my full love and attention? No, absolutely not. And I realized that it was affecting my relationships. So I decided that when I am doing something where I am designating my time with a friend, family member, or loved one, I put my phone away. It goes into another room, because if not, I'll get notifications, and not even thinking about it, I will get on there and I will respond or react without even taking a second to go, oh, actually, I'm in the middle of something. I'm not going to look at this. So it's better for me to just put the damn thing away and not have it around me. I think another helpful idea here, besides, when you can't just have your phone put away, be active in checking your screen time and where you are utilizing your time. And if needed, you can set limits for yourself. I mean, it's very easy. You can set limits on apps, on screen time, things like that, because I think when you're in like autopilot, it's just not something that you're thinking about, and it can grab you away so quickly. I mean, it's like a dopamine hit. It's made to be that way. So you have to know that it's not you. It's actually an algorithm that is making you need and feel and want more. So you're going to have to set those limits if you're having a hard time putting your phone down or getting caught up in the doom scroll. And don't feel bad if you are. And if you want to continue doing it, do it. But if you're trying to do something a little bit different, then you're in control of it and you can make that decision and you can decide how you want that to look. I think the other thing when scrolling or getting ideas from social media or being on platforms, if you need to, you can ask yourself, is this building me up or is this actually shrinking me? And if the answer is, this is making me feel small, then you have to change it. You have to mute it, or you need to remove that and just let yourself know that if it's making you feel small, it is not motivation. It needs to go. And once you let it go, you're actually reclaiming your power over all of these subjects. Because the moment that you stop chasing validation is really the moment that you start creating fulfillment. Your life does not need to look good online. It only needs to look good in real life. So with all that being said, I hope that this episode was helpful for you if this is something that you struggle with. Because you're worth more. You're amazing. Your life is real. What you see majority of the time is fake on these platforms. And I hope this inspired you to take control, put up boundaries, know your own limits, and choose what you want to be involved in, fed in, given. This is all information that is not just healthy for ourselves, but most of us have children. Most of us are raising families. This is also information and things that we need to actively be engaging and teaching our children how to do, because they're also in a generation where this has become the norm. And do they know reality versus real life? When they're going down the YouTube rabbit hole or whatever it might be in different ages, different stages. I have kids that are older and have social media. I have younger children that when I say the YouTube rabbit hole, I mean, they love watching YouTube, watching other people play certain games, watching other people build things or toys. It is a conversation to be had, real versus reality, and it starts with us as individuals, and what we're going to allow, what we're not, and really what we decide we're comfortable with. So just know at the end of the day, you are in control. Your power is a gift. And if you're struggling with this, you're not alone, but there is a solution. All right, Salties, I hope this was helpful for you today. Again, I had to just go down the rabbit hole on this one salty truth because it hits home. So many people struggle with this, and I just don't think it's talked about enough because it is real. So I hope that this was helpful. If you feel like someone else could benefit from this episode, please don't hesitate to share. And if you're new, welcome to the Salty Gang. We're happy you are here. I hope you found some enjoyment in this episode. And if you're looking for other ideas or some other empowerment tools, please check out other episodes. And for all of you in 2026, it is becoming when this episode drops, I think it's going to be about the beginning of February. So check in with yourself, because January, we always go hard. New year, new me. Well, fuck it, because it's not a new year, new me anymore. We're getting into life. We're getting into reality. So we all need that self-check. Are we doing the things that we wanted to? Are we feeling empowered to be motivated? Do we need to call ourselves out on some shit? Do we need an accountability buddy? Because once life starts going, we kind of put things behind us, or mentally we're not even thinking about it. So if you need to, go back to the 2026 goal setting and make sure you're holding yourself accountable. You are worth it. You can achieve the goals that you want. And I am just so happy you were here today. So I will see you all soon, Salties. Thanks so much for joining me today.